I'm going to show you how you can sync video in hopefully 4 ways. Here's my external audio recorder. Tick. That's going to be way number 1. Way number 2 will be like this. Method number 3. And method number 4 as we end. Now the benefit, of course, is that with an external recorder, we'll get much better audio. And let's imagine your boss, you're on vacation, you don't have your powerful computer with you, and your boss says, hey, go down to the park and say what a great corporation we are, and send us the video, and we're going to put it on our intranet site, right? You don't have any video editing software or equipment with you. All you have is your friend's old Windows computer, and you're going to download ffmpeg, and this is how you're going to do it. So you're going to be out there, and you're going to want to say, I love working for Corporation X. Where else do I get great vacations like this? Out in the parks of other places like Cambridge. Yes, this is the best. Method number 4. All these methods are based on a simple insight. And to visualize this insight, I'm going to use Premiere to work with the source material. This is our video, original video. And this is our external audio. Now if we drag our external audio onto our timeline with our videos, you can see they're not synced up, of course. The external audio, that Olympus thing, I start that later. But let's just say that we know that it's going to be, oops, just bring it so we can see it, in the old-fashioned way. We want to find the 3 claps. Those are the 3 claps, and this is the audio. So we want to find the, so there, that should be synced up. Great. Close enough. Okay. We've synced up the external audio to our video audio. And let's look at an interesting property. If we drag the playhead right here, now it's unfortunate, I should really just get rid of this. I should start this in a new thing. But anyway, we're at 252.26, and if we drag it here, we're at 241.06. So we're essentially about 12 seconds ahead. There's 12 seconds right here. So right there, it's 12 seconds until the external audio kicks in, and we'll sync with it. And that's actually all we need to do for all these tricks to work, or not all of them, but to understand how simple really the problem is. If we can get the external audio to start at the same time as the audio in the video, it'll sync up. So we just need to find this time. We have to calculate this time. And with claps, we would do it if the claps here. Let's find the claps. So we're just using the claps on each video. So the claps here would happen in, let's say, 24 seconds here, and 12 seconds here. We know we need another 12 seconds to add it up. Anyway, this will become more clear when I go to the actual using the 4 methods. Okay, we're going to go through the 4 methods. Now the first method that I worked on was the clap method, which is what I think most people would use, clapping 3 times. And I created these various Windows batch files to create these sort of helper utilities, because again, really the hard part actually is figuring out the time that we need to pad the external audio to get it to sync. So that's what we need to do very quickly. Now this is again, these are all ffmpeg commands. You could just run these in the in the terminal. You could just run it in something like this. But again, I've created these batch files just to make it easy, because I can just drag and drop my files onto these Windows batch files, and they'll run the ffmpeg for that file. So if we just open the video by itself, right, then we just need to sort of scrub through and find out where the clap is. Right, so like here's a clap, and then the time is not in milliseconds. It's not really exact. So what we really want is we'd like to have some time code. So I created a little ffmpeg that will do that. So it's ffmpeg, and this is a file name that you'd send it. I'm only going to do 59 seconds of any video because I just want that beginning part. And I'm going to do draw text. I'm going to call ffmpeg filter lib, stands for video filter, to draw the time code on the video. And then we create another file called the same name as the file but with time code in it. Okay, so take this, drag it up to step 1, time code, create whatchamacallit. Let's wait for that to finish. And what this is doing again, it's creating another video, but it's overlaying the time code onto that video to help us find those claps in a precise manner. So now we have the video time code here, and there's a time code. So now we can go to the claps, which I know are around 12. No, they're not around 12, sorry. That's going to be way number 1. Way number 2 will be... Just keep going. Okay, so now we go to the claps. Oops, that's too many. Too far ahead. Method number 3. Okay, so the first clap is 24, say 24 seconds. And I can use the E key to go, forward frames in VLC and whatever. But anyway, let's just call it 24 seconds. And I'm going to write this down on my pad because I will forget literally in 3 seconds. Okay, so it's 24 seconds. So we know the clap is at 24 seconds. So we can get out of video. And again, this is just a help utility to allow us to do that very quickly. The next thing is the external audio. We need to find where the claps are in the external audio, and that'll be easier if we do a visualization, basically a waveform. So we're going to do that. So we're going to take our external audio, which is this file, and pull it into the visualization, which it'll run. And I'll show you the code for that is here. And ffmpeg has these various special effects built in a sense, these filters, and it will generate a waveform for audio. Again, ffmpeg, it does so much cool stuff. And anyway, take the file name and it'll add waveform and create another file. So we have that file right here, external audio waveform. So now we can at least see the waveform. But really, even when we see where the clap is, we're going to want to know the time. So we want to add time code onto that file. So we're going to do step 3, which is the time code visualization to video, which is actually the same ffmpeg command that we use to put the time code onto the video. Anyway, so now we have the external waveform time code, and we can listen to this. That's going to be way number 1. Way number 2 will be like this. Method number 3. Okay, so here are the claps, and let's just like frame by frame go through it. Okay, so there's the clap at 12.2. Yeah, I need to write this down. Okay, so our clap is at 12.2. So if we know our clap in the video is at 24, and the clap in the external audio is 12.2, we just need to subtract that, and we'd get 11.8. So we want to generate now some silence that we're going to put in front of the external audio, and that's this one, generate silence to sync audio. And this will bring up a little prompt. It'll ask me how many seconds do I want. I'm going to put 11.8. And then what it does is it just creates a silence to sync audio file. You can play that. You're not going to hear anything. The main thing is this is just the length of silence that we need to add in front of the external audio to bring it up to syncing. So we've done that, and then we want to add the silence to the external audio. And let me just show you the this is the ffmpeg command that will generate the silence, create the silence file. See, it's just time of silence, blah, blah, blah. And then this will use the ffmpeg concatenation filter to concatenate the silence file that we generated onto our original external audio file. So we do that, add silence to external audio. We run that, takes a second. And then finally, we're going to run replace audio with sync text. And this will take the original video, the external audio that we've synced up WAV file, and we'll copy them together, throw out the audio for this, and only use the audio for the second thing. And I can't remember if we did that, so I'll run it again. Okay, so now we have the video synced audio right here. This is just one I saved from before. So now let's go to the middle.
One. Way number two will be like
magic,
this.
Right?
Method
Very
number
cool.
3.
Now I've also created a couple of, I also compiled, well not compiled, but I basically put all these into like just 2 batch files to make it even easier, you know, in real life. So in real life, I just want to, you know, I just want to get the time code video where I can find where the sync is, and I'll show you how that works. And this is just you know, a variation on this. So we're going to take now these batch files assume that our video file is called video.mp4 and our external audio is called external mp3. Okay, so we're going to run this. And this is basically going to do all those steps before, except it's going to get even a little slicker in that it's going to overlay both videos together so you can sort of see what's going on in the video file, but only hear what's going on in the audio file, the external audio file with its waveform. And when you understand that, you can actually just scrub back and forth, get that magic number, you know, which is going to be 11.8 in this case, and use it to generate the file that you're going to send the proverbial boss in this example that's waiting for this video you took on vacation, but you didn't have your powerful laptop with you. Your friend had this old clunker Windows computer from, you know, 2010 or whatever, 15 years old, 13, whatever. Anyway, so all right, so we've done that, and so now we've created a file, video to find sync point. So I'm going to run that, and what I've done here, again, you can't hear the audio. What we care about this, the top time code is our video. So if we pull that over to, where does that say, 24? I think it's going to be at 24. Right, so here's at 24, right? So forget everything you just saw before in that first method. I mean, it's relevant here, but so we know the clap is at 24 seconds. This is the top one. So now we need to figure out where the clap is on this bottom one, which is the time code for the audio file. And we're only going to hear the audio file when I play it.
Way number 2 will be like this. Method number 3.
Now remember, it's a little distracting because you're hearing something, but you have to ignore the picture here and just look at the waveform. So ignore the picture, and now we're going to step through the frames. Right, and there it is. So we know at 12 seconds into the audio file there's a clap, and we knew that it was 24 seconds in this or whatever. Anyway, we calculate the 11.8, so we can go out of this video, and then we just run this second batch file, and it's going to ask us again what time we need in front of the external audio. We put in that, and it's going to run all the you know, stuff to build up this
method number 3.
This file, right? So in here in the clapping method, I've reduced it to 2 batch files. One batch file to create this visual representation of both the video and the external audio to get that magic number of how much lead time we need for the external audio, and then we can get that to work. Okay, so that's method 1 of doing this. Okay, for method 2, is very simple in a way. Let's just open our video. And
I'm going to show you how you can sync video in hopefully 4 ways. Here's my external audio recorder.
Tick. All right, let's just start with way number 1. We did a tick. So as you can see, the time frame here is about 11 seconds. So this isn't an exact way. You'd have to fiddle with it, like run the seconds, how much seconds to add. But if you want to get it close, let's just say that you do have your laptop with you and you just want to get it very close. So you're sending to somebody at work and you know that they can move the time, the audio around. Then you use this method to synchronize it, because you'll get very close within a few frames probably to whatever you need. So if we're doing this way, we probably just use that 11 seconds, but that's pretty close. So that's method number 2.
That's going to be way number 1.
Forget about what I'm calling them, which was way 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have the first method, collapse. Second method, just make a sound when you start the recorder. Now this is the third method. Now I'm going to go through these frames, and what we're looking for is when the time changes on the counter of the external recorder, because we know that's exactly when the timing is for that recorder. Okay, so we just saw it there, right? 6. So we see that it's 6 here, and the timeline is at 18. So we do 18 minus 6, we get 12. So again, we put 12 in, do the video. It's not going to be perfect, but if we experimented with a few times before and after where we think the sync mark is, we would get it. And actually there are ways that once you do it one time, you can figure that out. But I'm not going to show that here for now. But anyway, as you can see, we get very close. So you put in 12 seconds, then you'd get a video. So now let's go to the...
Number 2 will be like this.
So now what's the fourth way?
3.
The fourth way is I made sure that I turned the external audio off at the same time I turned the video off. So if I go look at the external audio file, it's 1 minute and 12 seconds. If I look at the video file, it's 1 minute and 24 seconds, right? So if we have the external audio at 112 and this video at 124, we know we just need to add the 12 seconds to the external audio to get it very close. And so those are the 4 methods, using ffmpeg that you can, you can very easily, sync up the audio. And let's just say that you got it wrong. Well, let me just actually even show you that. Let's just pretend that we've done it wrong. Okay, let's just say that the time is not exact, and we're going to use the 11 seconds time instead of the 11.8. So we take our video. Well, actually, we can do the create synced video. It's going to ask us for the time, and we're going to put in 11 seconds. So I put in 11 seconds, and I'm going to go to the video that we just created.
That's going to be way number 1.
Right, you see how it's not perfectly in sync. So let's go to the claps. No, the claps are later. Okay, so let's listen. Now what we want to look for is, do we hear the claps first, or do we see the claps first? Okay, we heard the claps first, right? Let's go back.
Method number 3.
See, there was the first clap, and I haven't even clapped yet. So I've heard the first clap, and I haven't even clapped yet. And what that means is that the file is not the syncing, right? It's not enough time. It didn't add enough time to the external audio to push that clap further, right? Because we put in 11 seconds. So let's run it again, and this time we're going to run it at 12 seconds. Now we're going to look at the video.
Method number 3.
Okay, so now again we want to look like, did the claps come after or before the sound?
Method number 3.
It's just barely after. I mean, we know it's 11.8, it's hard not to think about it, but if you just slowed it down by frames, you know, if you ran it through the stuff that creates the waveforms and stuff like that, you could see it. And that's how well, we know that this is much better than 11, right? So even if we just went to 11.5, we're going to get something that's much better. So go 11.5.
Method number 3.
And we can hear the claps.
Number 4 as we end.
But that's actually
Now the benefit of
that's actually doable. So, you know, even 11.5 is doable. But we could hear a little bit that the clap was a little bit too late, so we need to add a teeny bit of time. So we would have come to 11.8. Anyway, as you can see, you can do it with ffmpeg. It's really not difficult. And I hope this inspires you maybe to learn it. I wish more filmmakers out there would just go through the initial knuckle scraping stuff to learn ffmpeg, because it teaches you so much about video. Maybe not in this, but in other things. I've learned so much just struggling to do these simple things in ffmpeg, and as you use the tool, and these libraries are in video stuff all the video stuff you use is touched by code that they've developed in ffmpeg, or the people that developed ffmpeg. Anyway, I don't want to get into a whole long thing in that, but I just want to show you that, again, to recap, all you really need to understand is if you start your external audio after your video, which is what I recommend, by the way, then all you need to figure out is the time before that video starts that you need to add to get it to sync. And once you do that, there are multiple ways you can do it. To recap the 4 ways, you can use claps, synchronize the claps. You can basically, with your mouth, you go, you know, as you turn on the audio recorder, you can use that method. You can use a method of showing the time on the audio recorder to the camera, because that'll tell you when the recorder is at time relative to your camera. And the third thing, end them at the same time, look at their lengths, and just add on the difference onto the external audio file. Okay, I hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching.